And the statement by the president has generated controversies, especially with the audacious nature of recent attacks by bandits who have taken over towns and villages in different parts of the country, especially the north. Now, joining me on the news to analyze the president's statement is Kabir Adamu, a security expert. Well, many thanks for joining me on the news. Now, let's begin. This weighty statement coming from Nigeria's #1 man, Nigeria's Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces. Now, how would you react to this?
First off, we need to give it a little bit of context. Where he made that statement was at the palace of the Sultan of Sokoto. And you would recall that in the last few months, probably years, the Sultan of Sokoto has been at the forefront of calling on government to come to the rescue of Nigerians that were being killed. At one point, the Sultan was quoted as having said that these bandits can be seen openly holding weapons and that the security agencies should do more to stop them. So it appears to me that, number one, the president seemed to have been responding to that dismay or disappointment being spoken about by the Sultan. Number two, I run a consultancy and we keep a database of incidents that have been occurring. Now, in 2021, 38% of the fatalities as well as kidnapping that occurred in Nigeria occurred in the northwest of the country. So clearly, the president was feeling the impact of that high number of both fatalities and kidnapping. In fact, if you pick kidnapping alone, about 52% of the kidnapping incidents occurred in the northwest. So clearly, there are issues in the northwest that are attracting the type of unlawful, activities of gunmen and bandits that has made the president to reflect that. But beyond that, I'm hoping and I was expecting that the president's media team would issue a statement to clarify what the president meant by him being overwhelmed. He is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, and it would seem to me as very unlikely and uncharacteristic for such a statement to come out of the commander-in-chief of the armed forces saying he's overwhelmed with any issue in the country. So I believe that statement requires some form of clarification. Perhaps there were other things he meant beyond that was not said or covered by the media. We're hoping that going forward, the president's media team would issue statements to clarify that.
All right, now, the president only recently, by his words, said military troops are leading the war against terrorists. And now, in the same vein, he has said he's overwhelmed despite the deployment of Super Tucano fighter jets and also the outright tag of bandits as terrorists. Now, if the president can say such, should Nigerians be worried?
Well, first off, let me give a little bit of clarification there. The situation in the northwest is slightly different from the situation in the northeast, and some of the military arsenal assets that are being deployed in the northeast, we're not aware that they are deploying them in the northwest yet. So when you made reference to the Super Tucano, we're not aware that they are being deployed in the northwest yet. Then, in fact, if you recall, there are two divisions that have been deployed in the northeast, Division 8 and Division 7. While I know they've upgraded one of the military formations in the northwest to a full-blown division, but the types of assets that in that division that are not in comparison there. So yes, there are military operations ongoing, such as Operation Hadarin Daji. I think it's in its fourth phase at the moment. But the rate of deployment and the rate of military activities is not comparable to that. Now, yes, the second point regarding the declaration of the bandits as terrorists. Now, from what I know, that declaration has met a legal requirement. But in terms of the operationalization of that legal requirement, to include that requirement into our national counterterrorism strategy that would allow the 27 ministries and departments that are involved in security in the country to use all the arsenals that are required to fight a terrorist group. I'm not aware that has been done yet. So there is work that remains to be done to move forward on these two particular areas. Now, with regards to the situation in the Northwest, I believe it requires more than military power. Some of the issues are socio-economic, poverty, unemployment, climate change, that frankly cannot be addressed by military power. These are governmental issues that require government effort to address. So that's what I'll be hoping beyond the statement that was made by Mr. President.
Well, all right. Kabir Adamu, security expert, many thanks for joining us on the news and for your contributions.